Let's start. In the meantime, let's do a quick recap. We've done topics on nouns, right? So can someone tell me when do we use how many and how much, and what is the difference between how much and how many? Anyone? Before we start the topic, just a quick warm up. So can someone tell me when do we use how much? When do we use how many?
So,
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
so we use may with countable nouns and we use much with uncountable
Good
nouns.
afternoon, sir. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes.
Abhay Kumar is speaking.
Yes. Good afternoon, Abhay. I can hear you. Thank you. Yes, Sailasha, you were saying something.
So I was just saying that we use many with countable nouns and much with uncountable nouns.
Give me an example.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And one more with many.
How many students were there in the class?
You can count the number of students, right? So basically what you're trying to say is
Yes, sir.
we use many with countable nouns and much with uncountable nouns. Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. That is correct. Just give me a minute. We also use much for mass nouns, like nouns that are like together. For example, mass noun like, for example, juice, for example, okay, rice, for example. Okay, these are called mass nouns. Why? Because you cannot count individually. You can count the kilos, basically, like the quantity of rice. However, when you talk about rice purely as, or juice purely as a commodity, you cannot count it. Although it's a noun, it's a mass noun. Okay, that's fine. Done. Still adding a couple of our learners. Okay, let's start with you, Sailasha, with the first slide. Please read the first slide and explain it in your own words.
How many? So we use how means this phrase how many with the countable noun.
Very good. That's what's explained here. Just give me a moment. I'm just trying to close a window and then I'll move to the next slide. My screen is stuck on the YouTube page. I missed out on Xing out of it. So just give me a minute. In the meantime, I hope our learners who've just joined can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, great. Just give me a minute. Couple of our pro learners got disconnected after I admitted them in the live class. So if you all can hear me, please join again. Okay, please join me. If there is any technical issues, please check your connection. If it's fine, just log out and log in if you're facing any errors. Okay. So yes, as you rightly mentioned, Sailasha, here it's mentioned how many, kitna, kitni, kitne, ganite sankhyaon ko. Basically, what it means that here we use it how many for countable nouns. Countable nouns means nouns or things that we can count. Like for example, we can count the number of people. Okay, we can count the number of people. We can count the number of boxes, etc. Okay, that's what it basically means. Thank you. Let's continue with Rupnath. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Rupnath, please read the next slide.
Okay.
Only the sentence in English. Okay.
Okay. How many bags?
How many bags? You can count the number of bags, right?
Yeah.
How many bags were there in the classroom? How many bags can you bring, for example? So you can count the number of bags. Okay. Rupnath, please answer the next one.
Five number.
Guys, there's some sound in the background. Others, I request you all to please be on mute. Thank you. Yes, Rupnath, go ahead.
Yes. How many bags? Third number, sir.
How many bags? Yes. How many bags? That is correct. It's not how much, it's how many. Why? Because we can count the number of bags. Okay.
Yes.
Well done. Chandan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's continue with you, Chandan, after this one. Please read the next slide.
How many cars?
Please answer the next one.
How many cars? First one.
How many cars? Okay. How many cars? Number of cars, countable. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I will ask someone else to continue. Subhoshri, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please read the next slide.
How many friends?
How many friends?
How many bags are there?
Very good. How many bags are there? How many friends? How many bags are there? Exactly what we mentioned. Please answer the next one. Look at the sentence and tell me what is the grammatically correct question.
पार्टी में कितने दोस्त हैं? How many friends? How many friends at the party?
Read the sentence again.
पार्टी में कितने दोस्त हैं? How many friends are there at the party?
Excellent. Yes, that's correct. How many friends at the party is grammatically incomplete. Are there? You need to use are in this case, right? So, how many friends are there at the party? Yeah. So plural, friends, many, countable, okay, are there at the party. Basically, it means how many friends are present at the party. Okay. Give me the number of friends who are present at the party. Okay. So correct answer. Yes.
First one क्यों नहीं हुआ?
How many friends? How many friends at the party? Grammatically, is it correct? Anyone wants to explain why the first sentence is incorrect?
Yes, sir. Are there means we are using a particular location.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking grammatically.
Because-
Grammatically, can someone explain why are is necessary there?
Sir, because there is no to be verb in the
Exactly.
first option.
Excellent. Very good. Excellent. Very good. That is correct. So the reason is that the verb is necessary here, right? You need to show that the person is present somewhere. So there is no to be form here. It does not state that how many friends were present at the party, or it does not ask a question like that. It asks how many friends are there in the present tense, right? So you need to showcase a verb form, otherwise there is no verb there mentioned. The action needs to be shown, right? So how many friends are there at the party? Okay, are there at the party. You got it? That's why the first one is grammatically incomplete. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. There's some sound in the background. I request you all to please be on mute. Thank you. Thank you. Let's continue with Abhay. Can you hear me, Abhay?
Yes, sir.
Please read
Yes,
the
sir.
next. Please answer the next one.
How many bags are there?
How many bags are there? Again, similar. How many friends are there? How many bags are there? Right. Please continue. Answer the next one. Which is the correct option? First, second, third.
How many bags are there?
Thank you. There, the last one, right? Yeah, it's not there. There. There is used for people. This is there for the place. Okay. Well done. Thank you. Let's continue with Anupam. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Just give me a minute. Just adding some of our learners. Just a minute. So just to clarify, we use are for second person singular present and first, second, or third person plural present of be. Exactly what the explanation was given earlier. I typed earlier, did not get typed. I hope you all can see it now. Okay, that's the reason we use are. Okay, let's continue with you, Anupam. Please read the sentence only in English. Yeah.
How many languages do you speak?
आपकी आवाज क्लियर नहीं है, फिर से रिपीट करेंगे प्लीज.
How many languages do you speak?
How
I'm
many?
audible.
Yes, you are. Yes. How many languages do you speak? आप कितनी भाषाएं बोलते हैं basically. Okay. So again, languages, you can of course count the number of languages, 1, 2, 3, 4, depends. We have about in India. Anyone has any idea how many how many official languages do we have in India?
Sir, I think 26 languages.
26.
22, sir.
I think is about 22 if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yes, sir. 20.
22, and then we have about, I mean, of course, keeps adding, and then we have the dialects that goes more than 150, I think. So yes, 22 official languages, I think what it is. I'm not sure, but I think that is correct. Yeah. Yes, Anupam, let's continue. Please answer the next one.
How many languages? The first one.
Now, Anupam, I have a question for you. If I want to use which, is it correct if I ask someone, which languages do you speak? Which languages do you speak? Is it grammatically correct?
Which languages do you speak? Yeah, sir. It is incorrect.
Correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Why incorrect?
Can you repeat, sir?
My question to you is, which languages do you speak? Is it grammatically correct or no?
Yeah, sir. Correct.
What is the difference between which languages and how many languages? Simple question. When I ask someone, which languages do you speak? And when I ask someone, how many languages do you speak? What is the difference in the two questions?
Which language that means which that specify a particular language.
Excellent, excellent, very good. That's why. So if anyone selected the third one, the difference between which and how many is, when you ask someone, how many languages do you speak? The answer is not Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati. The answer is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. When I ask someone, which languages do you speak? You're asking someone to describe or specify the number of languages you speak. So if the question is, which languages do you speak? My answer is, I speak Hindi, I speak Marathi, I speak Gujarati, I speak English, I can understand a bit of Urdu, for example. So this is how you respond. When which, it talks about describing the languages. How many asks you about the number of languages. So very well done. Good answer. So if anyone selected the third one and was thinking, why is it incorrect? That is the reason. Here we are asking about the number, not the description. Okay. Thank you. Please continue, Anupam. Answer the next one.
How many languages do you speak?
How many languages do you speak? That is correct. Yes, that's correct. So how many languages do you speak? Yeah, I think the first one is how many language, and the second one, how many languages. Correct. That is correct. Thank you. Let's continue with Sonam. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So Sonam and who do we have? Renuka, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Renuka and Sonam, start a conversation, okay? And then if you all want to continue, I'll give you all 1 or 2 minutes. You all can speak about languages. So yesterday we had a discussion, a conversation on introducing yourself, and we had a conversation on cities. Let's talk about languages, okay? It's a free conversation. What I expect you all to do is start with a greeting, okay? You all can hear each other. First, let's clear that. You all can hear me. You all can hear each other. Renuka and Sonam.
Yes.
Sonam, you might need to increase the volume a little. आपकी आवाज थोड़ी सी low है. Just check the volume.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a little better. Thank you. Yes. What I expect y'all is in 2 minutes to 1 or 2 minutes to have a conversation about languages. Okay. Free conversation. Y'all can talk about the languages spoken in your region, in your state, in your city, in your country, etc. Whatever. And what are the languages that you learned when you were in school or growing up? What are the languages you would like to learn in future? Not just English, but any other international languages as well. And what is the importance of learning languages? Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
yeah, so your conversation needs to be based on this 2 minutes. Okay, so let's start. One person can start and then y'all can continue. Please start.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, Sonam.
How many languages do you speak?
Two languages. Telugu,
Yes.
a little bit Hindi.
Okay. And English?
Understand not very well.
Yeah, I can also a little English.
How many languages you speak?
I speak Hindi only because I am belonging from MP.
Your mother tongue?
No, no.
You speak English?
Yeah, a little English.
Further, you learn how many languages now?
Right now, I am learning English only, and I also want to learn some French in future.
Okay, it's good.
Tell me about you. What you want to learn in future or learning right now?
Right now, I learn English, and I'll learn and speak English, Hindi. I'm not understand some words, little bit understand Hindi, but I'm not speaking Hindi.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Just yeah, that's fine. You can end the conversation.
Sorry, sir.
No, that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be sorry about it. So that's fine. So just a feedback. Well done. No, your conversation is fine. It made sense. You all covered. You all asked each other, where do you live? You all asked. Sonam described where is she from. You spoke about how many languages do you speak. You replied with Telugu and English, and you speak a bit of Hindi. You're learning the language. So your conversation is perfectly fine. There's nothing to be sorry about. The only thing is completion of sentences is very important. Like, for example, Sonam, you made a sentence, I am belonging from. That's incorrect. You need to say, I am from MP. Okay. I belong to MP or I am from. So I am belonging from, grammatically incorrect. I am from. Okay. Or I live in. Okay. My state is, I live in a state of MP, for example, or I am from. Okay. Then there was a question you asked, Renuka, you asked, how many language do you speak? Supposed to be a complete sentence. How many languages do you speak? Okay.
Okay.
You asked, how many languages are you learn or something like that. The question should be, how many languages are you learning? Okay. You'll ask each other, you speak English? That is a sentence. Do you speak English is a question. Okay. So make a note of this. When you ask a question, it needs to start with a question word. Okay. Like how many, what, which, where, do you, etc. Then there was a question, do you want to learn other languages? No, in fact, the question was, should have been, what do you want to learn in future? Which languages, rather? The question should have been, which languages do you want to learn in future? I think Sonam replied, I am learning English. I would like to learn, you could say, I would like to learn French in future. Okay. Not a bit of French. No, I'd like to learn French. Why a bit? When you learn a language, you try to learn in its totality, right? So I would like to learn French. I'd like to be fluent. Like, for example, you, Renuka, you mentioned that I speak a little, something like that. I speak a little Hindi. I would like to learn Hindi. So I would like to be fluent in Hindi. Okay, that's how you could frame a sentence. So the learning is, the conversation is good. Well done. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the completion of sentences and framing the correct questions with the question words. Okay. So start with a question word if you are asking a question. Otherwise, it is a statement. Okay. I hope you all got it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Well done. Let's continue with Bhavani. Can you hear me? Bhavani, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Am I audible?
You are. You are. Thank you. Let's continue. Please translate the next one.
How many languages does she speak?
How many?
How many languages does she speak?
How many languages does he speak? Okay. Just give me a minute. Does she speak? Then the question mark. Please continue. Just give me a minute, guys. I have to just. Yes, please continue, Bhavan. You can continue.
How many languages does she speak?
No, okay. Can you hear me now, Bhavani?
Yes, sir, yes.
I was just asking if you want to ask someone which, I mean, when you ask someone which languages do you speak, what is the meaning of that?
आप कौन सी भाषाएं बोलते हो?
Exactly. So if you want to ask someone to describe or name, basically name the number of languages they speak, then you ask that question. Kitni here clearly talks about the number here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Minute. The same answer basically. So there's some repetition in this particular slide. I will definitely highlight that. So the name of the topic, how many, we can possibly add some different questions. Okay. Okay, how many languages does she speak? How many languages does she speak? That's the reason it was giving incorrect. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. Let's continue with just a moment, guys. Dipali, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Dipali, please continue with the next slide.
How many brothers do you have?
How many brothers do you have? Again, you can count, so countable. Please continue. Answer the next one. Could possibly be the same one.
How many brothers do you have? Second one. Same, sir. It is the same question.
The same one. How many brothers do you have? Second one, correct. Please continue, Dipali.
How many children do you have?
Yeah, very good. There's a common mistake that people, exactly. There's a common mistake we make a lot of times. Children's is incorrect. Children itself is a plural one. So How many children do you have? It's grammatically correct. It's never children's, okay? How many children do you have? That's good. Thank you. Thank you, Dipali. Let's continue with Ajit. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So, guys, we'll come back to the conversation later. Ajit, please answer the next one. Hindi
Second
mein
one, sir.
Okay.
Second one, sir.
Please read the sentence.
How many airports are there in Delhi?
In New Delhi. Yeah. How many airports are there in New Delhi? Okay.
New Delhi. Yes.
Why is the third one incorrect? The placement is incorrect.
Because,
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's a statement, like it's like you are making a statement. How many airports there are in New Delhi? It's incorrect, grammatically incorrect. When you're asking someone a question, so anyone who selected the third one, it's supposed to be how many airports are there. You are asking someone a question. You are not making a statement, right? So
yes, sir.
That's why correct answer. How many airports are there in New Delhi? Okay, well done. Please continue, Ajit.
Yes, sir.
Same thing, but just a different way.
So, third one, sir. How many airports are there in Mumbai?
How many airports are there in Mumbai? Yes, again, a question. Yes, that is correct. Again, a question. Thank you. Thank you, Ajit. Let's continue with Simon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Simon, please continue. So the ones, our learners who are yet to answer, need not worry. We still have, I still have some exercises that I'd like to do. So once we are done with the topic, I'll continue with the topic. We have some other countable, uncountable nouns that I'd like to discuss. Okay. Yes, please continue, Simon.
Okay, sir. How many bags do you have? कितने आपके पास कितने बस्ते हैं?
Bस्ते हैं. Basically, bags. How many bags do you have? Again, countable. This topic is only about countable, so we'll still take some time out and discuss some uncountable ones as well. Please continue.
Okay. How many cars do you have? Third one.
Yeah, the common mistake we make is how many cars you have. It's not a question. It's the correct question is how many cars do you have? आपके पास कितनी गाड़ियां हैं? That is the correct question. Okay. Just a minute. Yes, Simon, please continue.
आपके पास कितनी गाड़ियां हैं? How many cars do you have?
I'll allow others to complete. How many cars do you have? Okay. Well, so for our learners who are yet to answer, I still have some questions for you all, so need not worry. Okay. Just give me a minute. How many cars? Thank you. Thank you, Simon. Let's continue with the next person I see here. I don't see the name. I just see Niksi. Nick. That's the name here. I'm sorry, I don't see your name. It's probably the username. Niksi. That's the name I see here. Can you hear me? If any issues, please reconnect. Raji, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Raji, you asked a question on the chat. First, let me answer that. What was that question?
Yes, sir. I want to know the pronunciation of the word and its usage.
You pronounce the word as unabashedly. Unabashedly, basically in Hindi, if I have to explain, it basically means bindas. Okay. Unabashedly. Yeah, it basically means without embarrassment or shame. That's
unabashedly. Unabashedly. Okay. And how to use it, sir?
So for example, if someone's staring at someone, okay, or someone did something, he unabashedly announced his resignation, for example, or he was unabashedly staring at her, looking at someone, staring at someone. Okay,
Okay, without
you can,
embarrassment, and in first sentence, without regret, anything like.
yeah.
So he unabashedly announced his resignation. First one.
For example, the film or the movie, that's a movie, or the novel presents, the book presents an unabashedly biased view of Indian politics, for example, or a particular political party. So, for example, there is totally, without shame or embarrassment, there is totally one-sided view of a particular political party or the situation, for example. Okay.
Okay, sir. One more question is there, sir. In the same way, one more adverb, vicariously.
You'll have to type the.
Yeah. Okay, just 1 minute. I'll type.
That's viciously.
No, sir. Just 1 minute.
I also want to inform you that when you use unabashedly, you are using it as what?
Adverb.
You use adverb. Excellent. And when you use the word unabashed,
Unabashed sentence, sir.
you pronounce it as unabashed. Unabashed means it's used as a not embarrassed or shamed, basically ashamed. It means you are using it as an adjective. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Unabashedly and unabashed. That's the different pronunciation.
Okay,
yes, go
sir.
ahead.
One more word I typed. There is in the chat box. Sir, I know its meaning, but how to use it, sir? Like vicariously. Imagine an experience through the eyes of another person.
It's pronounced as vicariously.
Vicariously. Okay.
Basically, what it basically means is that, so for example, in a way that is experienced in the imagination through the actions of another person. Like, for example, let's say if someone, there's a good example given here, says she was living vicariously through her children. What is the meaning of this?
वो उसकी लाइफ उसके बच्चों के थ्रू जी रही थी.
Exactly, something like that. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Means she was not able to fulfill her dreams, but she will watch that dreams through her children.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. So you're imagining your life or living your life through someone else. That's what it means. Experiencing
vicariously.
something. Vicariously.
Okay, sir.
We
Okay,
vicariously participate in their daily rituals. We vicariously participate in their daily rituals. That basically means that we participate in their actions without any regret, without anything. We regularly participate in their rituals, daily rituals. So we live our experiences.
Can we use, sir, can we use this, like nowadays there are so many functions, but now we attend online, virtual.
Digitally.
Yeah, digitally. So we can't use that, right?
That's correct. The most specific word is we attended it. We were virtually present is what you'd say.
Okay.
Virtually present indicates virtual world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. I have some questions for you. Continuing on the topic, I want you to give me some countable nouns with examples other than using many. Give me some examples using other things like, for example, you want to count a noun, okay? Countable nouns. Without using many, what are the other words that you can use to tell or describe the quantity of something?
Yeah, I'm thinking, sir.
No problem.
Me think.
No problem.
Yeah. Now, like we can say you have collection of dresses instead of saying how many dresses do you have. Instead
what
of
I mean,
framing,
your question, your sentence is grammatically right. Now, what I'm trying to ask is, if I want to say, there are two men at the door. There are two men at the door. If the same sentence I want to use for one person, What is the
Mhm.
sentence you will use?
Who is there at the door?
You are changing it to
I
a
go.
question.
Yeah, I got your point. Like without saying many, how many persons are there? So instead of many,
Yes.
what we are going to use? Yeah.
There are two men. There are two men at the door. Change it to one. What is the sentence?
A
There is a
man,
man
but
at the
how
door.
to?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
What?
Yes, he
Sorry.
was right. There's a man at the door. When I
Yeah.
say there's a man at the door, what am I trying to indicate?
Number of person. A man, single person.
Single person. That again is a countable expression, right? When I use, I have some friends in Delhi. What is some here? Is it countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Countable, exactly. So similarly, there are. Can you give me a sentence with any, A-N-Y, any?
Yeah.
Countable answer.
Just give me a moment. Let her answer. Just give me a moment. Yes, Raji. Give me a sentence with any, A-N-Y. Sentence, question, anything.
Like if I want to say negatively, I will frame like, do you have any interest in literature? Why are you looking at these books?
Yes. Now, what you used is any in literature in terms of interest is a usage of uncountable noun. So
Okay, yeah,
any,
right.
that's the reason I asked about any, guys. Any can be used for countable as well as
Countable.
uncountable. Your example was good example. Do
Okay.
you have any interest in literature? Is interest countable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable. State of mind, expression, right? Or your hobbies, etc. So do you have any interest in literature? Uncountable.
Yeah.
Now give me an example with a countable using any.
I don't have any friend to go out.
I don't have
Any friend to go out. I don't get actually any examples, sir. So I'm
No, that's
making
okay.
this. I don't have any
Correct.
friend to go out.
You might just want to change it to plural. I don't have any friends to go out
Yeah,
with.
any friends to go out with.
I don't have any friends to go out with. Correct. That is correct. So here the usage is countable. Very good.
Okay,
There are
so
some sentences. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So any we can use with countable as well as uncountable nouns.
That is correct. I'd just like to go through some sentences mentioned by our non-pro learners on the chat. Any person can answer. Yes, that is correct. So give me any book. Very good. I don't have any idea about this. This is uncountable. Give me any book is countable. Is there any other information for me? Is again, information is uncountable.
Uncountable.
Okay? I don't have any friends to go out with. That was my sentence, correct? Do you have any interest to talk to me? Uncountable. I don't have any other option. Options are countable. Anyone can solve this puzzle. Very good. Countable. Correct sentences. Well done. Thank you. Do you have any pets? Again, countable. Do you have any sense? Uncountable. Sense is uncountable. Do you have any pets? Yes. Are there any books? Very good. I was looking for a question. Thank you, Sonam. Are there any books on the table? I was looking for a question. Are there any books on the table? Do you have any questions? Excellent. Very good. So you got it, Raji? You got it?
Yeah. Do you have any question or questions?
Questions. Do you have any questions? Do you have any question is also not incorrect, but the better way is do you have a question? Do you have a question?
Okay.
Do you have a question for singular? Okay. Do you have a question? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Do you have any questions? So it will be the plural. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Raji. Let's continue. Move to Shobha. Can you hear Shobha Srinivas? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I have two sentences. I want you to use either countable or uncountable and tell me what is grammatically correct. Okay. Same topic. Okay. My sentence is, there isn't dash coffee. What is the correct word you'll use here to complete the sentence? There isn't dash coffee.
There isn't some coffee.
There isn't some coffee, or there isn't.
There isn't.
We
much
just
coffee.
discussed. We just
There isn't-
discussed it.
there
That
isn't
your
any
sentence.
coffee.
Any,
There
yeah, there
isn't
isn't any coffee. But
any
what was the
coffee.
previous sentence? आपने एक sentence कहा था. What was that? There isn't.
Some.
No, after that.
Coffee uncountable.
Uncountable. Yes.
Uncountable.
Yes.
That is
आपका sentence
uncountable.
क्या था? There isn't much coffee, right?
Yes, sir.
Was that your sentence, Shobha?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That is grammatically correct. That is grammatically correct as well. So you're right, absolutely right. So you can use there isn't any. You can use there isn't much. The meaning is same.
Okay.
You see, and if I were to use it as a cup of coffee, then it becomes countable, right?
Yes, sir.
Countable now, sir.
Countable. So
Countable.
Shobha,
Countable.
use the same sentence for coffee with a countable and give me an example with the same sentence.
There are 2 cups of coffee on the table.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. If I want to use it in the negative sense, like isn't, I want to use it isn't and make it, change it. What is it that I'd use?
Isn't any coffee. Isn't any coffee on the table. Isn't countable or uncountable, sir?
Countable.
There is some. There isn't any some coffee, sir. Isn't some coffee on the. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Some
Don't get
cups of-
confused. Take your time. Don't get confused. We are not in a hurry. Don't get confused. What I'm asking is, your sentence here was there isn't any coffee, which is uncountable, right? I want you to use the same sentence and give me a countable sentence.
In negative, sir.
Yes.
Positive, sir. Positive. I told you.
Negative.
Sir. Negative.
Negative.
There isn't
There isn't a cup, and then continue.
there isn't a cup of coffee on the table.
Excellent. Very good. There isn't a cup of coffee left, for example. There isn't a cup of coffee left. You're trying to emphasize on the fact that एक भी cup coffee का बचा नहीं है, basically. So here it becomes a countable one. You got it? So there isn't a cup of coffee left. Okay. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Shobha. Thank you. Let's continue with Harry. Can you hear me? That's the next name I see here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. I have a couple of questions for you. I don't need any
Yes,
explanation. I just want you to complete the sentence with the correct. You can tell me whether it's countable or uncountable. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If possible, I'll give you some examples. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll read the sentence, and for others, I will type the sentence on the chat. We still have 15 minutes, so just give me a minute or two. Thank you. Just give me a minute. Okay. Now, in this particular exercise, there are 3 options that I have for you all. Okay. One is a lot. The other is much. And the other is many. Okay. You got it, Harry?
Yes,
The
sir.
3 options are a much, much, a lot,
A lot.
many.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my sentence, the first sentence for you is, if you're able to read it from the chat, great. If not, I'll read it for you. Are you able to see my message on the chat?
No, sir.
No? Okay, I'll read the sentence for you. My sentence is, dash people prefer to take their holidays in the summer. Dash
A lot of people.
Yeah, very good. Complete the sentence.
A lot of people tend to take their holidays in summer.
Excellent. Very good. A lot of people prefer to take their holidays in the summer. Excellent. It's not many people prefer. Many people prefer to take their holidays in the summer is not grammatically incorrect. However, the speaker is emphasizing on the fact that a large number of people prefer to take their holidays in the summer. That's why a lot of is more appropriate in this sentence. Okay. Well done. I have one more question for you. Just give me a moment. Okay. Harry, please give me the answer for the next one. My sentence for you is, unfortunately, dash our graduates emigrate because they can't find work here. I'll repeat. Unfortunately, dash our graduates
Many
emigrate.
of our graduates.
Very good. Why many of and not a lot of?
A lot of represent a large number of people. So, and many of sounds proper to the sentence.
Why? I'm looking for that answer. Why many of is appropriate in this context?
So I'm not sure about the reason.
Read the first part of the sentence, you'll get it, what I'm trying to explain. What is the first part of the sentence? Unfortunately,
many of our students. Unfortunately, many of our graduates emigrate because they cannot find work here.
Very good. What is the speaker trying to say or imply?
It's a negative sentence.
Yes. However, Hindi mein agar isko, if you want to explain this in Hindi, if you're comfortable with Hindi, what is the literal meaning of this?
Sir, I don't speak Hindi.
No problem. But the example you gave me with a lot of, anyone else wants to explain this, why not a lot of our graduates and why many of our graduates is appropriate in this context?
So may I try?
Yeah, go ahead.
So because the speaker don't want to emphasize on the number of people, but the speaker is trying to emphasize on the immigration of students.
Emphasize not on the emigration, you're close to the answer. Your answer is, yes, close to what I was looking for. The correct reason for this is, when you look at a sentence like this, a lot of means the number is huge. Okay, the number is huge. But when you use many of our graduates means, let's say there are 100 graduates. I'm giving an example. If I were to use a lot of, that would imply to 60, 70, 80, right? Or I could just say, I don't have to use unfortunately, a lot of our graduates emigrate because they can't find work here. I could simply say that. However, the speaker is trying to emphasize on the fact that out of 100 people, possibly 30 or 40 people, which is still a huge number, which is still a significant number. So many of our graduates, हमारे graduates में से कई जन जो है दूसरे देश में जाते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे उन्हें नौकरी नहीं मिलती है. You got it, Harry? Why it's many
Yes,
of?
Yes,
Your
sir.
answer is right, but the speaker is emphasizing that it's not a humongous or a huge number, but it's still a number that needs to be looked at, or it's a area of
Considerate
concern.
number.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
considerable number. Exactly. It's correct. Thank you. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you,
Let's continue with Himanshu. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good, sir. What about you?
Very well. Thank you. After a long time.
Yeah, sir.
Let's continue. I was just doing some exercise on a lot, much, many. Okay. My sentence for you is this, the next one. I'm not sure. Can you see my sentences on the chat?
Yeah, sir. I can see it.
Next is my sentence here. How dash flour do we need for the recipe?
How much flour?
What is the meaning of the sentence?
Sir, can you repeat it once again?
Do you see the sentence on the chat? Flour.
No, sir.
Okay. I'll type it
Flour.
again.
Okay.
Flour.
Yeah. How much flour, sir? How much?
Yeah. Complete the sentence.
How much flour? Sir, actually, I can't see
No
the
problem. That's okay. That's okay. Your
sentence, sir.
sentence is correct. How much flour do we need for the recipe? कहने का मतलब क्या है? कितना?
मतलब हमारी जो हमको रेसिपी बनानी है उसके लिए कितने आटे की जरूरत है?
Exactly. Very good. Well done. Thank you. Yes, that's what it is. Just give me a moment. And for the benefit of our learners, this pronunciation can be a little tricky. Himanshu, can you pronounce the word again? Your pronunciation was right.
Flour.
No, flour is not correct.
No, sir. Flour. Floor.
Floor. Yeah, this is correct. Exactly. I'll just break it up for the benefit of our learners, just to understand. There are two ways in which you can pronounce this, but the one that you pronounced is correct. Yeah. Just a minute. You can also pronounce it as flower if your stress is on the first syllable. Okay. So I'm typing the ways in which you can pronounce this. You can pronounce it as flower. Okay. Okay. Flower. How many syllables, guys? Himanshu, how many syllables? One or two?
Two, sir.
Two.
Two. Two. That is correct. Okay. Two. That is correct. Two syllables. Why? Because you break flower. Okay. So flower, two syllables. Just a minute. Flower. That's correct. Okay. Well done. Let's continue. Himanshu, I have another question for you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going
sir.
to type it on the chat. Please answer. Okay. The next sentence is, our new neighbor seems very nice, but she talks dash. Our new neighbor seems very nice, but she talks dash.
Rudely.
No, the exercise is a lot, much, many.
Okay, okay. So the talks. Sir, can you repeat once again?
Sure.
Our new neighbor seems
Very nice,
very nice,
but she talks.
but they talks not much.
No. There is an option called a lot as well. बहुत ज़्यादा अगर कोई बात करता होगा तो क्या sentence होगा?
But they talks a lot.
But she talks a lot. Yes, that's correct.
But she
That's
talks
correct.
a lot. Yeah.
The sentence is, our neighbor seems very nice, but she talks. Someone's
lot.
mentioned, but she talks too much. No, here you don't have to use too much, but she talks a lot makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? You got it right?
Yeah, sir.
Seems nice, but she talks. You see, the reason I can understand why the person is mentioned here, she talks too much, but it's not required. You can just say she talks a lot. It conveys the meaning. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Himanshu. Let's continue. We still have a couple of minutes. Anyone who's just joined yet to answer? Jaspreet?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Jaspreet. I have a couple of questions for you. In fact, I want to ask you a question. Okay. What about mass nouns? Can you give me some examples of mass nouns?
Sir, I don't know about mask now.
For example, if I use something like rice, coffee, bread, can you count it?
No, sir. These are uncountable. Money,
Very good. Very good.
water.
Excellent. Some more examples. Information.
Yes, sir.
What about Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
Techniques.
Techniques. What about furniture? Luggage. Can you count it?
Yes, sir. We can count furniture. They are countable nouns.
You sure?
No, sir.
No.
Actually, furniture itself. Furniture, children.
See, furniture and luggage. Many people think, a lot of us think that it's countable, but it is not. Why? Because furniture is not countable. Chairs, tables are countable. You got it?
Yes, sir.
That's the difference. Luggage is not countable. Bags are countable. You see the difference? Okay. So can
Yes,
you give me an example? Make two sentences using uncountable nouns, furniture and information.
Yes,
I
sir.
want, yeah.
I have many furniture in my house.
What is your sentence? I have.
Many furniture in my house.
Is that countable?
Yes, sir.
I have many furniture in my house. Is it grammatically correct? Or is it how I have much furniture in my house? What is correct?
Sir, I have much furniture in my house.
No, why are you not being confident? Your first sentence is correct. I have many furniture in my house is grammatically correct. And I have much furniture is incorrect. Why? You can use I have a lot of furniture in my house. That's a better way of saying it. You got it?
Yes, sir.
I have a lot of, we just did some examples, right? So your sentence was correct. I have many furniture. It sounds incorrect, but grammatically it's correct. The better way of saying that is I would prefer to say I have a lot of furniture in my house. You got it? A lot
Yes,
of
sir.
furniture with uncountable. Okay. Now give me some example. One more example with what was it that I asked you?
Sir,
Information, sir.
Information. Yeah. Please go ahead. Give me some.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Scientists have a lot of information about science.
Yeah. Very good. Use any or some and give me a sentence with information.
I have some information about English.
Very good. Excellent. Very good. I have some information about English. Do you have any information about the project, for example? Okay. Correct. Grammatically correct sentences. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Let's continue. Anyone who's just joined, I can see a number here, 708. Your name, please.
Yeah, hi, Anamika this side.
Anamika. Thank you, Anamika. Do you know the topic that we are doing? Were you there with us?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, great. So we are discussing countable and uncountable nouns. I want you to give me 2 sentences with uncountable noun using the words advice, 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 and money. Okay, advice and money.
Can you give me an advice? And with money, how much money do you want to spend?
How much money do you want to spend? Absolutely right. The first sentence you might just want to rephrase. Can you give me?
Rephrase what?
The first one with advice. Can you repeat the sentence?
Advice. Okay. Many people come